For the next example, I have to show that each quadrilateral is a parallelogram for the given values of the variables. This is going to be the majority of the questions that you see with parallelograms. So what's important to know is that for the sides, that's typically easier. Students usually don't forget that the sides of a parallelogram are congruent. That's the opposite sides. So let's go ahead and start there. So because I've been told that this is a parallelogram, then I know that the sides opposite of each other are congruent. So in order to solve for A, and to check that A is 2.4, I need to solve the following equation. Sorry, this is a plus. So I'm setting 7A equal to 2A plus 12. I'm going to go ahead and solve for A by subtracting 2A on both sides. And then I'm going to divide 12 by 5. And you'll notice I already glanced at my answers. They are in decimal form. So I do get 2.4 when I divide that. So far A is okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and solve for B. So here's the thing whenever you're solving for B. There's two different equations that you need to know. Your angles are either going to be equal to each other or they're going to add up to 180 degrees. Now, for parallelograms, they call it consecutive angles. Consecutive angles is one angle right after the other. So you're not skipping any angles when you're going to the side. So for example, a consecutive angle here would be angle R and angle S. Those are right next to each other. Those are consecutive angles. Another example would be angle S and angle P. Those are right next to each other. And another consecutive angle would be what we have here, angle R and angle Q, which is going to help me in solving. The thing that I need to know about consecutive angles is that they are supplementary angles. What does supplementary mean? Supplementary means it's an old definition that they add up to equal 180. So because these are consecutive angles, angle Q and angle R are consecutive angles, then that means that angle Q plus angle R add up to equal 180 degrees. Okay, so you need to know this. I would consider writing that down on whatever you use for your notes. Let's go ahead and solve this real quick. Angle Q is going to be 10B minus 16. Angle R is going to be 9B plus 25, and those two add up to 180. So I have here 10B plus 9B is 19B. I'm just combining like terms. Negative 16 plus 25 is going to be 9. Going to solve by subtracting 9 on both sides. And I'm going to get 171. And then I'm going to divide 171 by 19. And I get B is 9. I'm checking that with the solutions that they gave me. And now I have shown that A is 2.4 and B is 9. Okay. The other item that you're going to have for this type of a problem is when we're talking about angles, is the opposite angle. So you need to know this as well. So opposite angles, and all of this is part of the theorems that we had, right? Opposite angles are the ones that are across from each other, all the way on the opposite side. So examples of opposite angles would be, and again, this is good to kind of have out to the side or as part of your notes, would be angle R and angle P, angle Q and angle S, and that's it for this parallelogram. Those are opposite angles. And opposite angles are equal to each other. So consecutive angles are supplementary, opposite angles are congruent. On your next example here, you guys just have to know those theorems. What do you know about the two diagonals that intersect, right? What do we know about those sides? They're congruent, right, you guys? So you should be able to use that information to solve example 2.